When Elon Musk sat down for an hour with the editor-in-chief of The Economist, traditional journalism attempted to press him on his promotion of far-right political narratives. The interviewer relied on a standard tactic, pointing out his views are unpopular, that they are highly impolite and alienating to mainstream audiences. This strategy fails because it ignores his desire for an anti-establishment reputation. Being scolded by a legacy journalist only validates the myth he constructs for himself. He bypassed the magazine's intended audience entirely, treating the interview as a production studio to generate clips for his followers on X. Legacy media's failure stems from treating him as a standard PR-conscious CEO rather than a new kind of unaccountable power broker. Behind his chaotic public persona is a cold reality of physical corporate assets, from global satellite networks to massive manufacturing hubs. This chart shows vertically integrated power, how one individual controls the pipeline, from raw resources and hardware to the algorithm distributing information globally. This scale of infrastructure makes 20th century industrial monopolies like Ford and General Motors look like small local businesses. The financial weight behind this model allows it to operate beyond the regulatory reach of nation-states. Society currently lacks the legal frameworks to challenge an individual who privately owns the very infrastructure that shapes our perception of reality. He leverages this architecture to project dystopian narratives worldwide, specifically pushing the idea that Europe is on the verge of collapse. Recently, he promoted Citizen Vigilante, a film that glorifies vigilante violence against migrants, based on the premise that the legal system is rigged against local citizens. While the algorithm pushes the fantasy of a crime-ridden wasteland, the material reality on the ground in London is very different. Daily struggles in these neighborhoods stem from high rents and the destruction of youth centers through austerity, not from diversity or migration. Despite these facts, the algorithm creates a trickle-down effect that convinces people worldwide that the city has become an unlivable war zone. By hard-coding his biases into the platform's distribution, he manufactures a false geopolitical reality designed to serve a radical political agenda. His massive influence now extends to the existential future of humanity through the rapid development of artificial intelligence. In the Economist interview, he admitted there is a 20% chance his pursuit of AI could result in human extinction. He dismissed this risk by citing the eventual heat death of the universe, arguing that because reality ends anyway, the immediate threat of an apocalypse is negligible. His proposed safeguard for this threat is an informal weekly phone call with a handful of other tech CEOs to discuss their progress. Leaving the survival of the species to the casual conversations of unaccountable billionaires reveals a terrifying disregard for human life. He promises a utopia of automated luxury, but the technology's immediate physical footprint reveals a different trajectory. This chart shows the water usage required for a single AI generation compared to a standard search. Data centers are currently devouring local water and energy supplies. This aggressive resource extraction exacerbates the very economic inequalities he claims his technology will solve. His model relies on outsourcing core human labor, like writing, creation, and decision-making, to private server farms. This transition creates a society dependent on automated convenience, rendering his utopia an ecological and cultural dead end. Treating him as a mere internet provocateur underestimates the structural scale of his power. He combines massive wealth with total control over key global infrastructures, from space travel to digital speech. We are currently leaving our ecosystems and political stability at the mercy of one fatalistic individual. Traditional journalistic critiques of his manners failed to address his control over the systems that govern our access to information. We must recognize these companies as monopolies over reality itself, a systemic threat that requires an entirely new method of resistance.